What up, YouTube? Another edition of Car Talk. This one's gonna be real different. So normally I keep these related to fitness and my life and stuff, but some stuff has happened in the last week in the world that I want to talk about. So BRExit happened. Anyone who doesn't know what BRExit is, here's a brief, very short overview. The British voted last week in a popular referendum to leave the EU. Now, whether or not that's binding is a very different issue, and I don't know a ton about parliamentary politics, so I won't get into that. What has happened is the pound dropped to almost a 40-year low in terms of value globally. Every stock market in the world, including the Dow, suffered major point losses. The Dow finished the day after at like 600 points lower than it was supposed to. Northern Ireland and Scotland are talking about leaving the United Kingdom. Here's where this gets interesting. BRExit, the main political ideology that was used to promote BRExit, some would say that this rhetoric hijacked the narrative about BRExit, the economic narrative about BRExit, was an anti-immigration labor platform. A lot of the people who were pro-BRExit were anti-Muslim, anti-immigrant, anti-labor, or anti-immigrant labor, let me rephrase. Now, on a seemingly unrelated topic, last couple of weeks, a guy in Eastern Tennessee who was running for some office started posting billboards saying, "Make America white again." Now, before I get into the absurdity of that particular statement, where do we know, if you're an American, that slogan from or close to it? Donald Trump, "Make America great again." And you're right, the guy in Eastern Tennessee actually openly said that his influence was Donald Trump. And the logic isn't hard to follow. Make America great again, make America white again. You know, the Leave It to Beaver, Brady Bunch, 1950s post-war nostalgia. Now let's get into the absurdity of make America white again. America was never white. White people, just like they did in the rest of the world, colonized and set up socio-political and economic institutions that enslaved red, brown, and yellow people. Black people too, I include them in brown, but red, black, yellow, and brown people. For the record, at this point, I will say I am a registered Democrat. I have been, but this isn't about my political affiliations. What we're seeing from BRExit is that the anti-immigrant, anti-Muslim xenophobia is a valid political platform. And I don't mean valid in the sense of it has merit or political standing. What I mean is people respond to it. Something that nobody thought would happen in a million years, Britain leaving the EU, happened. And we're seeing voters who voted on that now regretting their vote and saying they wish they could vote again, but guess what? There are no fucking do-overs. You voted based on some ideology that was purported to benefit you against your own interest. We're seeing the same ideology in America, not just with Donald Trump, but with other people. And it's not like this ideology hasn't existed before, but we're now seeing it on billboards and on TV ads, and we're seeing people in the streets supporting Trump saying derogatory and pejorative things to other American citizens. But let's go into exactly why you feel this. Not you, why people feel this way. And I'm not saying their feelings are wrong, because obviously they feel this way, so you can't tell them that they're wrong in their feelings, but you need to address why they're feeling this way. And this anger is anger, and it's probably justified, but it's misdirected. Mexicans aren't taking your jobs. You're not gonna go pick strawberries for $2 in a field in the Southern California heat. And if you are, by God, maybe Mexicans are taking your jobs, and then you and I need to have a very different conversation. Muslims aren't taking your jobs. Muslims aren't killing people. Yes, there are Muslims who have killed people. There are also Christians who have killed people. There are white people who have killed people. There are black people who have killed people. People kill people. But to blame Muslims or Mexicans or black people or white people or gay or straight is just that. You're blaming a group of people, and that's just stupid. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm mixed race. I'm black, I'm white, and I'm Native American. You wouldn't know it by looking at me, but anybody who knows me knows this. So any of those groups that you blame, you can blame me. But I'm not those groups. I'm not like every other black person. I'm not like every other white person. I'm not like every other Native American. In fact, I'm probably not like most of them, and most of them aren't like me. So stop blaming other people, and stop letting a man who's made billions of dollars on the backs of people just like you, tell you that he's one of you, because he's not, and he never will be. And he doesn't have your best interest at heart. He's a demagogue. And honestly, he's a shitty person. And I wouldn't feel the need to make this video, but we just saw the same kind of rhetoric in Britain win. And Britain's gonna suffer at the very minimum an economic loss for 20 to 30 years if they don't leave the EU. But we could see the end of the United Kingdom as we know it, a country far older and far more resilient than us, because someone with similar logic won. His name is Boris Johnson, and he very well may be the next Prime Minister of England. And he may lose part of his country as a result, and the UK may never recover. So for any American who thinks that Brexit doesn't matter, or that Trump will never win, he can. We've just seen it happen in a country very similar to ours. This isn't an idle issue anymore, especially for people under the age of 40, because guess what? Trump isn't gonna be around for 40 more years, but we fucking are. And I don't wanna be one of those people who has to deal with the fallout of making dumb choices and waking up the next morning hungover, looking at the fucking spawn demon you have in your American bed going, what the fuck did I just have sex with? Because if we vote for Donald Trump, or we let that kind of ideology win, on January the 21st, you're gonna roll over in your metaphorical bed and see that orange-headed, racist, xenophobic fuck, and I'm not talking about him specifically, but what he manifests, that's gonna be your bedmate for at least the next 4 years, and we have no idea the damage that could cause. So, I know this was a little bit of a different car talk, but it had to be said. If you like it, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things that YouTubers are supposed to do. I love you all, even if you disagree with me. In fact, if you disagree with me, leave comments. I'll respond to them. I value differences of opinion, but I'll see you guys soon.